People act like this is so hard. I'm 15 and yeah, I do have a really high IQ, like in the 150s, and I can easily do integrated calculus in my head, and easily calculate the amount of valence electrons in a nucleus, and I'm also highly trained in quantum physics. By the way, I'm totally self-educated. There are no electrons in any atomic nucleus. Boom! And who said I didn't know that the answer was precisely 0? Hello, Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/IAmVerySmart part 25. More pseudo-intellectuals. Let's get started. So, sorry about the lack of uploads lately. I've been sick, so yeah, not really been able to upload anything. But now I am back, and apparently while I was gone, communication skills appear to have been devolving, according to this individual. Humanity is evolving. Actually, we never stopped. People just misuse the word evolving, and it is probably time to adjust the scientific term to retard the parochial parlance capture of the specific term. What does this even mean? My mind is turning into jello. I can already hear the actually from here. Meanwhile, in Twitterverse, now known as Elonverse, is there a name for an obsequiously obnoxious and conceited set of narcissists who look down and treat with repugnance and execration anyone who has the impertinence to join their rank? The aristocrats? Politicians? People who regurgitate the thesaurus, perhaps? Someone asked how to help their daughter act less like a know-it-all and be more kind, and the reply, meh. It's good to be like that. I have awesome friends and it's how I found my wife as well. I don't have time to care for the feelings about whatever delusions they have. Be truthful and you don't need to placate idiots. Saying this as someone who skipped multiple years of school and is a member of multiple high IQ societies, I just don't feel the need to communicate with some idiot about how his feelings are hurt because he stated something moronic. Edit. Well then, I think I will take this as an absolute win after seeing all the offended people refusing to placate me because in their mind they believe I am an idiot. Smiley face. Meanwhile, looks like most people reacted by laughing. Well, what a high IQ individual this one is. And now we have an Instagram story genius. I dumbed down my vocabulary because I'm used to being the smartest person in the room. Oh, here's another one who thinks making things easier to communicate is somehow dumbing it down. I read a lot of books, most of them older, written by philosophically minded individuals, and not exactly light reads. It causes me to have a drastically expanded lexicon, and the number of times I've had to define a word to somebody has caused me to instinctively use a simple vocabulary when I'm in a crowd, just to avoid that issue. Yeah, almost like if that's a communication skill, so people can understand what you're saying. And now this dude really thought I'd be impressed? Yeah, you're way too uptight for my taste. We're just gonna fight. Can we please move on? Sure. It was just a misunderstanding, thank you. And again, I'm sorry. So these primordial anarchists wish for anything modern to be purged? Any reason why you're using so many syllables? I grew up reading dictionaries and encyclopedias instead of books for kids. I grew up a child genius. Yeah, but what are you doing with that genius now, other than showing off your big words? I've literally thought of everything at some point or another. About me. Long conversations about things that only matter to us. If it exists, I've probably put thought into it at some point. Philosophy, psychology, mythology, history, anything that ends in a Y, I've thought of it. Trust me. And now his answer to my question regarding a mini-clip 8-ball pool game. At this juncture, I apologize, but I must ask, are you trolling us or is your question genuine? If your question is genuine, I have some bad news. Unfortunately, this additional data you have corroborated strongly reinforces my original presumption that the issue you are experiencing is entirely cognitive in nature. Are you familiar with the nuances of cognitive impairments? My dude wrote a whole paragraph just to say it's a skill issue. Actually, sounds like this individual might be the one who's trolling here. And now a modest amount of reason is all you need to know the truth of existence on r/atheism. Ah shit, here we go again. How to avoid feeling intellectually superior. Oh, I can already feel the intellect from here. With modest amount of reason, religion is eliminated and God resolved unlikely to the point of obscurity. Without context of religion, God is yet to be defined. How can one avoid feeling intellectually superior to those who have failed at this simple exercise? You see, the problem is not that you're an atheist. The problem is that you're a Reddit atheist. For some reason, they seem to believe they're more intelligent than anyone else on the planet, and so normal atheists find them insufferable. Alright, on a video of someone redesigning Wikipedia. I got beef with the creator. This is not acceptable. Data and information hubs, one being Wikipedia, are not something to stupefy for the masses. Except Wikipedia was made so that people can get the basics on a topic without having to dig too deep into so many different sources. Which, by the way, they pretty much always cite their sources. Anyway, oh, let's change the way it looks to make it more interactive and fun. No, you have no idea how many times I've lost respect for businesses and apps that get rid of all data being accessible for the sake of this trendy BS. I'm sick and tired of people following trends just because they are trendy. Not enough original thinkers in the world. Since we are giving ratings, I can in good conscience rate the edited version of Wikipedia that the creator made a 20 out of 100. Start out as a 50 because it's fair and average. Minus 30 for stupefying it for the sake of aesthetics. Also, does this person not know what stupefy means? Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then why not like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell? And now, in English please, fear the Redditor with the thesaurus. If there was a rule of war, the Japanese broke it enthusiastically. So, we nuked the intentions out of Japan? Huh? Pedantic explanation. Your statement is equal to all of them by the use of a rhetorical figure, an adenaton if you will, whose figurative meaning I'm not satisfied with because it's simply elusive. Hence, I responded by taking your figure literally. If you could expand, I'd thank you. That's very pedantic of you, thank you. It's pedantic, by the way. And now I am fully immersed in this experience. Caught my adult cousin doing this with a lightsaber when the new Star Wars show came out. Also, I remember when I was younger I had another cousin who would keep the WWE belt over his shoulder while watching wrestling. He holds a football while watching football games now. Must be something to it. Could only imagine it holds ambivalence for aiding in an immersive experience parallel to dream that one day becomes reality. I don't know. Is this dude trying to find a whole psychological reason for this, or what? And now, introverts are masterminds. Introverts are not quiet. They avoid conflict. They know you're wrong, how you're wrong, why you're wrong, and the history and psychology of all your wrongs. They may stay quiet, you may think they gave up and you won, but trust me, they planned the end even before you began thinking. Someone please tell this individual that genius is not an introvert exclusive. Also, my dude, you sound creepy as... And now for this next one, a smart guy explains how to get people to engage in a post. LMAO, this is a bit, or is it your actual personality? Oh, me? I just like being right. As in all the time, never will I be wrong. I told you no one would ever join and talk here because of cognitive dissonance. It's a simple psychological phenomenon. They like this information, that it isn't real, therefore they have no desire whatsoever to engage in it. If you made a thread that said the opposite, that it was real, that would be information that makes skeptics feel very uncomfortable, information that they dislike very much, so they would join and engage with you non-stop using little jokes, trying to look and sound smart and clever, witty one-lines. Look at my brilliance, everyone. This person has information that makes me uncomfortable. Therefore, I drop one-liners and witty comments in the hope that everyone else agrees with me that we should dismiss this information. Don't believe me? Try it. Go make a thread that says it's real, and watch how many people join. No one is going to engage with you here. So basically, if you say something that people might disagree with or is controversial, you'll get more engagement? Why don't you just say that instead of going into a whole essay? And for this next one, I'm able to understand Jordan Peterson because I'm very smart. It's actually pretty funny how many detractors he has who are just obviously not in his league intellectually. I've been measured at 140, although I feel I've lost some acuity as I've aged. Regardless, I see characteristics in his statements and discussions that I think are consistent with the 150 number. I also know people who I believe are much lower than that but have a stubborn habit of mulling things over for as long as it takes them to figure them out, and I respect their opinions because they are deep and well considered. I also see some people who I see as too quick in their decisions. Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens are examples. Very smart, but they would benefit from a little more deliberation to arrive at deeper understanding. Maybe not enough facts and logic for this individual's tastes. A real measure of intelligence that I doubt is accurately measured on tests is the ability to see that there is more information necessary to make an accurate decision. I think the cut and thrust of public life and the demand for short clips often requires that the participants feel they have to have answers for everything on the tip of their tongue. A lot of our public discourse is from people who don't take the time to properly flesh out their thoughts. And now a meme connoisseur has gotten his hands on a thesaurus and explains the purpose of OP's meme. An internet-cultured individual. I'd argue that the intent of this meme is anachronistic and diffused in terms of trying to mirror two events of two distinct time periods that inhibit no relation to each other whatsoever, with a myriad of differences that largely outweigh any resemblance or common denominator that OP is trying to convey. I must say, not very cash money. Considering this dude was going on about a meme, this has gotta be a troll. Though it wouldn't be the first time a so-called intellectual got whooshed on a meme. And now no smart people exist on Earth, apparently. Where did all the smart people go? Like, did they all vanish? Like, did all scientific advances just stop? Has this person not been paying attention? I feel like I only find stupid or average people wherever I look. I'm not counting famous people here, obviously. It feels like everyone around my age is kinda idiotic. You'd think I'd have found one genius by now, but nope. No one I can remember is more than slightly above average. The curse of having a higher IQ than your peers. And now a young prodigy destroys dumb blonde joke. I'm blonde and have an IQ higher than 81% of humans and I'm 12. Okay kid, I just hope you learn that bragging about your IQ is just gonna annoy people. And now this individual is better than 90% of the grown adults. Whoa! My dad bought Animal Farm for me when I was 8 or 9 because it had a little pink pig on it. Uh-oh. And I've always been a huge animal lover. After reading it, I asked him to get me 1984 because it had a similar cover, and I loved Animal Farm so much. The best and saddest part about reading 1984 at such a young age is knowing that I, before even being on this planet for a single decade, had better reading comprehension than 90% of the grown adults that mention it today, and I am dyslexic. I literally have a reading disability, yet these adults simply do not know how to read, unlike me. This next one is just insane. The OP goes on a whole rant about how they're a whole different species and highly superior to the masses on a post about animals pretending to have office jobs. The masses, i.e. majority of people average to low IQ, go work meaningless jobs that will soon be replaced by automation. The vast majority are genetic garbage that work at dead-end monotonous jobs. Education is not able to help them because the material is way over their heads. They are not able to apply what they've learned and so resort to lower paying fields. They panic when they can't find work because they're extremely limited mentally, hence they failed. The average IQ of 100 is enough to get by in life, be successful at carrying out glorified trivial tasks that AI and computers can accomplish in seconds. The masses get paid enough to survive, hence a miserable experience. Believe it or not, I view this world as a circus, an absolute joke of an existence, with governments having a blast at controlling their low IQ masses. While they do realize their miserable existence, the masses, or the stupid people, have neither the intellectual capacity nor the required skills to change their current situation. To avoid this uncomfortable feeling, they delude themselves to think positively, feeding lies to be happy with what they got, Be humble, enjoy the basic things in life. Like opium, it blocks the senses, making it impossible for them to identify their own degeneracy. Some might call it copium. The purpose of the post is to show that people in general, the masses, lead trivial lives. They consist of two layers, low IQ and average IQ. The low IQ work trivial jobs. They already find existence challenging enough, i.e. they have difficulties keeping jobs, they can't find alternative ways to make a living, for example having a business. The concept of human values that you speak of are only there to persuade you into thinking that your faults are okay. Example, it's okay that you failed an exam, it's okay that you can't hold down a job, etc. My dude, people are not perfect and you don't know what they're going through. This is akin to accepting yourself, no matter how defective one actually is. Values are an arbitrary concept. Claiming that everyone is special because of their values to help achieve a motive is meaningless. Example, value to family, your pet, your coworkers, etc. are all very trivial. Motives of human beings is an illusionary concept because it is dependent on values. Thanks to this definition, this is why society nowadays is a circus show, i.e. same-sex relationships, etc., because they have values. The average IQ are more flexible with job opportunities / business, but assuming they went to university, the information they learned during their stay is usually way over their heads. As a result, they are educated beyond their level of intelligence. They are not able to apply what they've learned. They are not able to understand abstract concepts that could help reduce their workload and help them work smarter. For these people, everything is achieved with time and effort. The high IQ are a different species altogether. We see all the flaws in this world, and dare not say a word of anything, only sometimes. Caution, mind police, we are as stuck in life as people with low / average IQ, with the difference being that we see the world as a gigantic circus. I am part of this last group. This person thinks they're so much better than everyone else, to the point where they think they're a whole different species. And now, should I stay away from comedy or humor if I tend to find myself overanalyzing absurdities and deciphering remarks meant to be humorous, both of which contribute to my life being ruined and wasted? That doesn't mean I don't find anything funny, it's just that stuff that makes most people laugh as far as I can see, absurd, dark, sick, and trollish humor generally don't sit well with me. I said generally. I also find myself giggle at stuff like these if it involves sex or karmic justice, but if it involves incompetence of humanity, which I so far mainly deny, anti-intellectualism, absurd levels of dogmatism, obstructive mental conditions, death in general, I just cannot fathom people who will just laugh it off, or just plain absurd subject matter. It's no thanks for me, except unfortunately this is what populated 90% of the media or so it seems. Call me stupid. Why? Isn't it true that liking this sort of stuff means high levels of intelligence? Call me feeble-minded or immature. I take my sanity and mental well-being very seriously. I also cannot fathom how temporary insanity and ignorance is part of the ritual to attain one's daily dose of entertainment. And a friendly Reddit user says this guy has that atmospheric brow humor. Oh, at least some people can laugh at jokes. Let's move on. To Elon Musk himself, who tweets, Starlink is rebuilding the internet in space. So maybe I know slightly more than some guy who wrote code for a website. Just maybe. Just ignore these billions of dollars. My brain does it all. And now maybe don't make assumptions on people's education so you can look better. Well, I'm smarter, but it's because brain development, not because of magics. I just know more because I've learnt more and therefore can understand things better than the average person here with their dollar store, American public education, and YA novels. Dollar store education? What, do you think there's like Dollar Tree Elementary? For this next one, I'm just so much more aware than these NPCs. I have a theory that some people are genuinely less conscious than other people. I'm hyper aware of absolutely everything in my life, to the point where my third therapist told me that all of my problems are caused by me being too self-aware. I've met people that have absolutely nothing going on upstairs, just living life like a dog. Do they not constantly have thoughts? What's going on up there, fam? And what is up with this down here? Met a girl who I thought was 16 for a week before I found out she was 22. And now we have some superfluous advice. No, it was needed as the framework was originally assembled, but it is superfluous now. When's the last time you saw that word used in a sentence? Which word? Also, that's incorrect unless houses are just totally different here. Bracing is a necessary part of the structure. For this next one, maybe shut the hell up about stuff you know nothing about next time. Here are two versions of the Mona Lisa. Meet the Mona Lisa of the Prado, the earliest known copy of Da Vinci's best portrait. Similarly, in the undersketch of the painting indicates that this was very likely painted concurrently with the original Mona Lisa by a student of Da Vinci. Interesting. And Theater Hoovian replies, "The copy has eyebrows!" And La La Land replies, "Your response to this beautiful piece of artwork done by Leonardo da Vinci himself is she's got eyebrows? Alright, all intelligent life has been lost." And Vast Derp replies, "Yo, Snooty McSnotwine, the Mona Lisa's vanished eyebrows have been the subject of debate and analysis in the art expert community for hundreds of years, long before your parents squirted water at each other from across the clown car, and then honked their bicycle horns to indicate they really wanted to make a smug, insufferable little clown baby together. Holy shit, the roast!" Nylon Strung says a moment of silence for La La Land 12, who on this day was annihilated by an individual named Vast Derp. And now a critique on a fictional Tarantino movie. It distorted history of World War II so bad that I could not believe that the producers of this movie were so stupid. I watch many movies. I prefer World War II drama and sci-fi. Yes, sci-fi with no C. I can make allowances for technical error in sci-fi and minor historical errors in war movies, but there is a limit when a child could have done a better job in the presentation. I may be more critical than the average individual because I read a lot. I have over 7,000 books in my library, where 2,000 of them are on war and about 1,000 are on technical subjects. You took the time to brag about your library. Like, dude, why? What is the point? And now if it's so easy, why didn't you explain it to him? Okay, I'll bite. What's algebra? Oh, it's only one of the easiest forms of math. If you want a challenge, try solving multivariable equations or multivariable calculus. Wait a minute, aren't multivariable equations also part of algebra? I mean, I'm no mathematician, but... And this last one just wanted some recommendations for outer space friendly places for my kids. It wasn't that deep. How do babies even know or are even cognitively able to conceptualize/schematize what us adults know and understand our planets? Also, how do we know babies know what love is? I have no qualms with your endeavor, by the way. I'm just fascinated by how much credit anyone gives to babies to be able to draw conclusions like this one in my examples. My 6-year-old loves planets? Okay, sure, fine. But my 1-year-old loves planets? Okay, sure, buddy. Said baby has the cognitive abilities to perceive and comprehend phenomena such as love and planets. Guess maybe my burden is more phenomenological than anything. Please disregard. So why did you comment? Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Amethyst Phoenix, Crangus McBiscuitbowl, Dark Garden, DJ, Catalan Cormandy, Nightcrawler, Spoonie the Rogue, and Vic Meister 1999. You can join in the link below, and thank you so much for watching. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like, comment if you have something interesting to say, or subscribe if you want to see more.